The Grieving follows a mourning daughter who, after losing her father, tries to make sense of the strange hauntings tied to his memory. There's clearly something wrong with her father's urn, and darker motives seem to be lurking beneath the surface of what initially feels like a standard grief horror movie. On paper, the premise has potential, blending supernatural dread with family trauma and a touch of the occult thrown into the film. And to its credit, the film does deliver a handful of genuine scares. A few sequences generally got under my skin, especially some chilling daytime scenes at the start of the film. I don't know what it is about horror movies filmed in broad daylight, but they always mess with me more than nighttime scary scenes. And The Grieving has a couple of effective sunlit moments that feel deeply unnerving and unsettling. Unfortunately, that's about where the positives end for this film. The acting is just painfully bad across the board. The lead actress spends most of the film delivering flat, emotionless lines, and also that drain any real sense of grief or terror from the film. Supporting characters fare no better, I would say, often feeling like they're reading cue cards rather than inhabilitating real people and or acting like real people. The technical side is equally sloppy. Several astral projection sequences look like a cheap green screen was slapped on in post production, and it shows badly in the film. The edges are visible, the lighting doesn't match, and it completely pulls you out of the moment. With four directors attached to this project, you would think there would be some clear vision or at least competent execution. Instead, the film feels disjointed, like too many hands were fighting over the wheel and nobody quite knew where they were going. In the end, particularly, it's a silly and unsatisfying movie, and with some tension, but it's just not good enough, and it doesn't. The tension's not throughout the whole film. The Grieving had ingredients for a decent little horror flick, so a solid premise, some effective, creepy, and scary daytime imagery, but it's dragged down by amateurish performances, visible technical shortcuts, and the lack of cohesive direction. It's a disappointing effort that wastes its better moments. And also, it just could have been a better movie, and it just wasn't. Unfortunately, final verdict: I'll give this movie a 1.5 out of 5. Skip this movie unless you're desperate for something new in the grief horror subgenre. It's not a very good movie, and it's obvious you can tell some of the actors had fake Italian accents as well. But yeah, not a very good movie. Sorry.